All right. Week 7, Viva.
Right. Boom shakalaka, right. So on Monday we had worked on, scenes with Leanne, like polishing them. I think I think it was your scene and Holly's scene that we looked a little
Yeah,
bit at.
yeah, yeah.
Just really polishing it, understanding the wording, you know, because obviously with Shakespeare you can just say the words, but if you don't know what they mean,
Yeah,
then
we
you
don't.
just deliver it wrong.
We know what the character's kind of saying, but we don't know the exact meaning.
Yeah. Um, Tuesday we actually started to prepare our masks. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this was due to like low attendance. Because we did have coursework in the morning, and people didn't, weren't in, waiting for the practical lesson when it started.
Yeah.
So Ryan went, right, everyone start designing their masks, start looking at them, draw on them, do whatever you want to do. Just have a look at your masks
Mm-hmm.
and really think about your fairy. On the Thursday, we had the lesson with Liz, which, it was good for like, not to be rude, but a Liz lesson. It was, normally, I don't really understand her teachings or her like methods. I think they're a bit bizarre,
Mm-hmm.
but she got me to click every time there was a consonant, and
Yeah.
it made me like. Obviously, it's near impossible,
Yep.
but doing it, focusing on the words and saying them like that, everything was just clearer and
Yeah.
just that little more. The diction had improved via that, so I was quite you know
Mm-hmm.
grateful for it. Um, then the lesson afterwards, Ryan was not in. He had a fever. He was sick.
Oh yeah.
So we done an imagery task with Leanne in the Mac room, which I actually found quite helpful. As Nick Bottom, the character himself, is a lot of imagery. His name is a pun. He
Mm-hmm.
says a lot of lines that actually
He
to
thinks
make
he's the big shot.
yeah. And with imagery, he says to make an arse of me, and then he gets turned into an arse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for that, imagery for him works quite well. And I was looking, at the Tanya scene, and he is one of the only characters that blurs the line and has full blown interactions as human, having full interactions with the fairies, like talking to them, you know. With
Yeah.
with the lovers, they do the chasing, but they think it's the other lovers like Lysander and Demetrius. They think it's each other. As
Yeah.
where Bottom openly has relations with the fairy queen.
He does.
Um, So that I thought that was really helpful for me. Really understand the lines and why he'd say it like that. The Friday, Ryan was back in big
He
whoop
was.
whoop. Um, we had a little look at some of the mechanical scenes to just polish it. Um, make things a bit smoother, and then we done a full run. The run was okay.
Yeah.
I
Wasn't the
don't think
best.
nah, and I think I do think it was an energy thing. I think energy was quite low. You know,
Yeah. It just wasn't there. People just didn't really understand how important energy really is.
Yeah, and I thought the run could have been so much better if we all would have just took it on the chins and gone, okay, we'll do this now. We'll go smash it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but overall, I think week 7 it was a bit of a tough week. You know, people with attendance and attitudes and energy.
Yeah.
But personally, I've got to say that I think my strength was my like I don't even know how to describe it. It was the unbotheredness.
Yeah.
Previously I would have kicked off, I'd have gone nuts, but I was
I
so
remember now.
unbothered by it. I thought, you know what? The point is, if they want to fail, so be it. You know what I mean?
That's a
I'm
big
gonna do
improvement
what I
you've
do.
made. That is a really big improvement you've made.
But I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do to make my grade better, to push myself further than I have. Um, yeah, but do you know what? I'm gonna say the same weakness for me as the rest of the class. I think energy wasn't there. I come in the room, with the energy of like, yeah, this is gonna be sick. But once it started going, and it was a bit, a bit slow, not where it normally is for our class. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and it
hmm
continued to dip. It was just a tough rehearsal, and I think Ryan understood it. You know, for
People
people
here would
like
love to thank them.
me, you, and yeah, there's an Eden, the people that are all, always here, that we always put all, we invest all this energy into the class, but we don't get much in return for it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it can be quite an upsetting thing, but do you know what? Overall, the week was okay. There's a lot to improve on, but overall, I've got to say, the week was okay.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was week 7.
Brilliant.
Boom.